Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 9 and likely the conclusion of The Novelist. In the last episode, we stopped Dan from drinking, which was great, but he had trouble doing some writing as a result, but we'll see if we can make that up today. I'm sort of hoping to give Dan that one last push into novelistimhood. I'm trying to make him a novelist. I done good with words. Thumbs up. Anyway, let's get this going here. So here's the car. Tommy's probably super happy the pedal car is done. And we have a letter.
Barb, by the time you get this, we'll be on our way home, so don't write me back here. It's hard to believe this summer's almost over. So much has happened. The show, getting used to life up here, painting more than I have in years, losing Grandma Joe, figuring out where Dan and I are. Part of me doesn't want to leave, but I know it's time. They say you can't go home again. I think I know what that means now. I don't have it in me to explain everything here, but things will never be the same. I don't even know what home I'm going back to. The only thing I do know is that I'm ready to start painting again. For real, like I did before Tommy. I'm scared and excited and nervous all at the same time. I just wish I knew how we were going to make it work. I hope this finds you well. Yours, Linda.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that Linda wants to do more painting. I hope that it doesn't come as an expense of what else she wants to do, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like she just wants to get back to being creative, and that's awesome. And I'm actually really happy for her. So I'm hoping at least for one of them it's going to turn out well. Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, after additional consideration, I'd like to augment my recommendation. I believe that the best course of action for Tommy's development will be continued tutoring throughout the school year. It will be important to coordinate with his teachers and make sure the lessons are aligned. As before, encouragement from both of you is a critical component. Mr. Kaplan, I have observed that Tommy looks to you in particular for validation, which I believe comes from a connection he's made with your profession. If at all possible, you should be a part of his tutoring, although Mrs. Kaplan is more than capable of aiding him as well. I hope I haven't overstepped my bounds by contacting you, but Tommy is a bright boy, and I think with the proper support, he can not only catch up, but excel. I understand you'll be leaving town shortly, but please don't hesitate to contact me by phone during the school year if I can be of help. Dr. Donald Samuels. I'm curious if part of that has happened because we've made so many decisions with Tommy, or like if we had ignored Tommy, if Tommy would be more connected to Linda at this point, or maybe again this is the way it was always going to go. I am curious to play this game again. I have been sort of kind of hiding my emotions while playing this, and as much as I would like to play it again, there's a part of me that doesn't think I can, because this has been a little personal for me, and I'm trying he's getting ready to go back to school, and even his schoolmates who had bullied him earlier have smiles on their faces. Anyway, so I'm not sure I have another one of these in me, but I don't know. It's been, you know what, I'll give my final thoughts about the game when we wrap up, so whatever. Mr. Kaplan, we have reached a decision and are pleased to offer you the position of Assistant Professor of Literature. We've had many applicants for the position, and after careful consideration, we feel your history with the university and your status as a published author will give you a unique connection to our students. We apologize for the lateness of the decision, but administrative adjustments delayed our annual budget review, and the position was only recently approved for hire. Professor Strode will handle your course load until September 21st, at which point you will take over classes. We will provide temporary housing for you during this speedy transition, but we need your answer as soon as possible. Your letter is enclosed. Please sign and return it at your earliest convenience. Thomas Castle, Literature Department Chair, Hardesty University. So Dan has been offered a position to teach, which is nice, except it's not writing. And Dan has never said that teaching was even on the table. He's wanted to be a writer. So unless he specifically says this is a good idea, I don't know. Linda, I'm pleased to meet you. Well, by letter anyway. I'm surprised we've never met, considering how small the art community is, but from your letter it sounds like you may not have been as active as you'd like for a few years. Regardless, I'm very excited to tell you more about our work here. At a high level, the program is simple. We're a collective of artists who use our work for the betterment of our city. We host fundraiser galleries, donate our work to charity auctions, and teach art classes. We offer both paid and unpaid courses, and all proceeds from the paid courses go to local charities, usually the food bank. Our free courses are part of a pioneer program we've recently started, where we provide a safe place for victims of violence, members of our local AA chapter, and even parolees trying to get back on their feet. The program is still in its early stages, but we've been very pleased with the results. It's a very exciting time. Anyway, you'll find more details in the enclosed information packet. I'd love to talk to you about joining in person when you return to Laurenton. Rachel Pittman, founder, Art for All. It almost sounds like Linda could even convert to being the breadwinner of the family, so whatever. If that would give Dan more time to spend with Tommy and more time to write, that may work out for just about everybody. Maybe we are coming to a happy ending in this one. Wouldn't that be nice? I was actually sort of worried about after Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. See, Tommy's even happier now. After Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, and how that game kind of changed the tone of the channel for a bit, I was wondering if we could actually pull a happy ending out for one of these games. So, maybe we can. Hardesty University, care of Thomas Castle, 902 Braithwaite Lane, Blairstown, Oregon. Okay.
Paul, there were days when I thought this moment would never come. When I finish writing this, I'm going to pack everything up and drop the manuscript in the mail. My palms are sweating just thinking about letting it go. I had no idea how hard it would be to finish this one. It took everything I had, and it's hard to look back over the summer without laughing. To think the plan was to get away from everything and just focus on the book. But you can't get away from yourself. Life doesn't give a damn about geography. I don't know when you'll get this, or where we'll be when you do, or what you'll think. I know what I think, but objectivity left the building months ago. Some days I think this is the one. Other days I have a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that says my career is over. All I can do is drop this in the mail and hope. Here goes.
I feel you, brother. Like I said, my problem is I don't even get that far. I never feel like this is the one. Like, I look at my novel and go, this is the best I can do. I think it's as good as I can do. I think it is the peak of my ability. And then the rest of the voices in my head say, but it's not good enough. I will never be good enough, and my stuff will always be garbage, and I will never be a good writer. I will never be considered a good writer or a good novelist by anyone, and I will always fail. And I don't like that thought, and I keep trying to suppress it, but I can't lie and say that it doesn't exist. And I know most artists, if not all artists, go through it, where you go through a period where you hate or at least question your own work, but man, for me it's chronic. Like, I hate my own stuff, even as people tell me it's good. But that, for me, that applies to more than just writing. I mean, that applies to everything. Here's a fun story for you. I wasn't even going to talk about this, but it's a good segue. So today is Friday the 5th, December 5th.
Want to grab a bite?
I was at work today, and there was a girl there who was slightly younger than me, maybe even late teens. I don't know. Anyway. But she had black hair with navy blue streaks, and I love that look. I think it's really cool. And she had long hair, which I like. So as I passed her, I said to her, hey, I like your hair. It's pretty. And she smiled at me and replied, I like your face. And that shocked me to the point where I sort of did a double take, and I even said, what? And she said, I like your face. And I said, no one has ever said that to me in my entire life. I'm kind of weird. I didn't say I was weirded out, but I said it was just kind of odd for me because I'd never been complimented. I don't get those compliments. If you guys see my picture, you'll know why I don't get those compliments. But I said, and then she said, well, I like your face. And I said, thank you. Because I've gotten to the point where I know how to take a compliment. So I at least said, thank you. I appreciate that. And as I turned the corner, she said it louder after me. I like your face. And at that point, I thought she was dicking with me. But even before then, though, like, I can process my thoughts, and the fraction of the instant she said, "I like your face" to me, especially the way she worded it, my initial thought was, what do you want from me? Why are you lying to me? Why are you manipulating me? Like, that was what went through my head. And I hate being like that. I can't stand hating myself and hating my work and hating my appearance and hating the way I dress and hating the way I am and my personality. I hate all that stuff. I wish I could just accept me for who I am. And part of the reason I do these videos is because I try to let my personality shine through, and I need the vindication. I don't want to need the vindication, but I do personally need the vindication that I'm not a total fuck up and not a total drain on society. I hate the fact that I feel like I am like that. And part of the reason I do the videos is when you guys tell me how much you like what I do and my personality shining through, especially when I'm open and honest like this, it really does help me. It's better, it's more therapeutic than anything I've ever had to do or anything I have done in my life. It's far more therapeutic to know that I'm making a difference in someone's lives through my videos, even if it's just for entertaining you guys for 20 minutes at a stretch. You know, at least it's something. It's something that I can do. It's something that I'm good at. It's something that is helping people. Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see any of that stuff. All I see is a broken down, wannabe, mentally tired, mentally stressed out shell of a person who still doesn't completely 100% know where his life is going, even though he has those goals. But anyway. Like I said, this is The Novelist, Pyro's ripped his heart open episode. Or John's ripped his heart open episode. And my head. Anyway, let's get back to the game.
I just talked things over with
Sorry,
Dan, and we
but
really
kind of
have
not.
some serious thinking to do. The job at Hardesty sounds like a great opportunity for him, but moving would be so hard on us. I really want to join Art for All, and after everything we've been through with Tommy, it would be better for him to have some stability. I could even go full-time if Dan found a steady job, though I know he can't do that if he takes on extra tutoring with Tommy, and I'd never fault him for that. If we stay in Laurenton and Dan works with Tommy, I could still do the program part-time. Either way, it'd be better for Tommy and me than moving. But I know that professorship would mean so much to Dan. Can't everything be simple just once?
Wouldn't that be nice? So, I'm curious what Dan wants. Like, if Dan wants the professorship...
This could be it. An associate professorship at Hardesty? It's entry-level, sure, but everyone has to start somewhere, and it's the perfect situation for writing. The sabbatical program alone makes the job worth it. And the thought of actually working with Professor May? Wait, I guess I'd be calling him Philip now. That'll take some getting used to. But moving's a big step. I can't imagine a new school with new kids would be easy for Tommy. I know staying in Laurenton would be better for him and Linda, but they aren't handing out professorships on the corner. This isn't the kind of offer you pass up without a very good reason. But I might have 2 good reasons. Tried to sleep on it last night. What a joke. You have to be able to sleep for that to work.
So Dan really wants to do it. I mean, Dan really wants to do it. See, for me, I don't know if I would go for that kind of thing. I don't think I could teach.
2 hours. We'd have to move.
How long's the drive?
But I don't know. Maybe it's something he needs to do for him. I mean, if he's going to be a writer and if he thinks that that environment would help him more than anything else, maybe that's what Dan should do. And I've been favoring writing the whole time.
Haven't had a drink on a weeknight in 2 weeks. Came up with a new slogan. Write sober, rewrite sober, rewrite sober. Hemingway it's not, but it's good to smooth things over with Linda and Tommy a bit. Gotta admit, I don't miss hangovers, but still, I do sometimes miss sitting down with a drink and a crazy idea.
Okay, I think that's all 3. Yup, okay. So Dan just dropped the envelope in the mail. And I assume he's referring to the envelope. Yeah, he's referring to the envelope for for to get the job, not for the book, because he's already put the book in the mail. So that's not the issue. That was kind of a creepy laugh there, Tommy. You're not going to start red rumming on me, are you? He's pretty close to his dad. I think Tommy might be able to survive the move. Tommy may need stability, but he's also 5. I think he'll be okay. And the move could lead to other things eventually, too.
You'd make new ones, buddy.
What about my friends?
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily want to move, but show my friends my new backpack at school. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, Linda. I almost ran off without checking her memory.
Tommy's asleep now, and I just tried for the last time to talk Dan into taking better care of himself, but he didn't listen. He went on about how he was still young, about how he just didn't have the time for a hobby like jogging, as if caring about your health is a hobby. It's so frustrating, but you can't make people do something if they don't want to. I just hope he has a change of heart someday and realizes that he won't be young forever. You can't take good health for granted.
Maybe not, but if you have a situation... So that's what I was saying. If I could cash my health in to get the book, my book done, I probably would do it.
If I got a real job.
I could even go full-time if... Choices. But the writer in me, if going to the thing is a good writing situation for him, the writer in me says he's got to go for it. It's something he wants to do. Worth it? Whoops. Read thoughts. Just drop the envelope in the mail. Yep, we're gonna do it. Oh. Selecting the envelope means that the Kaplans will move to Blairstown. Linda won't be able to work with Art for All, and Tommy will have to start at a new school. There are no compromises for this decision. Okay, let's back out, and we're gonna think about this a little bit more clearly. Oh, crap. I didn't read Linda's final thought, either. Send my second painting for the full-time application. Okay. I see one thing that's going on. Like, when you jump to a lamp, the camera doesn't stay in the same angle, and it's kind of throwing me off. Second painting. There we go. Selecting the canvas means the Kaplans will stay in Laurenton, which will also let Tommy go back to his own school. Dan will have to turn down the offer from Hardesty. There is no compromise. Okay. And I think, what did Tommy want now? His backpack. The Akamura is here, unmiked at the moment, but she reminded me that he wanted his backpack. Okay, there it is. Selecting the backpack means the Kaplans will stay in Laurington, which will also let Linda work with Art for All part-time. Dan will have to turn down the offer from Hardesty. So basically, it's who are we favoring, Dan or the other two? And again, it's the writer in me makes me want to favor Dan. And God, the only thing stopping me though, like, you know, I'm not a traditional dude. If someone else could do something full time and let me stay home and do my book, then I would be happy with that. Although, would that even really give me the best work? All right, I can't deny it. I cannot deny him. The writer in me is too strong. We're gonna favor Dan.
There are no compromises for this decision. We have to favor Dan. I can't not do it as a writer. I can't not do it. I have to favor the writer. Have to. God, I sound like I'm Woody Allen in one of his terrible movies. Okay. Do I have a glowy diary anywhere? Why can't things be easy, as Linda says? Why can't life just magically always work out for us all the time? Wouldn't that be nice? We really should plug it into the Matrix and be able to just have bliss all the time. There would be no downside to that whatsoever. Okay, I do not see another glowy thing. I don't think there was one. You know what? I'm gonna do one final check. I don't think there was one this time. And I'm slightly disappointed that the bathrooms did not wind up being anything. There was nothing in the bathrooms. I'm a little sad about that. There was no Easter egg, no decision, no anything, no glowy diary. Nothing. Okay, nothing there, nothing there. Nothing there. I haven't looked outside again, but there was like 1 or 2 memories that were outside, which is just enough for me to get paranoid that I missed something that was outside. But this game doesn't seem the type that would have like 1,000 Easter eggs and secrets, and this isn't frickin' Portal. Although I wouldn't mind hearing GLaDOS narrate and then commentate on this. That would be hilarious and terrible for the Kaplans. Aperture Science would wind up taking them for some reason. For some dastardly experiment. Okay. Alright, Dan, here's what you need to do. Dan agonized over the decision, but in the end, he couldn't pass up the opportunity to take a professorship. A job with a steady paycheck that revolved around his craft gave him hope that writing could finally become his future, and he could devote his professional life to it and make his dreams a reality. He signed and mailed the offer letter the next morning. Tommy didn't handle the relocation well. His first year of school had been hard enough, but being a stranger on his first day of the new year surrounded by children who already knew each other was even harder. It took him months to adjust, and he never understood why they had to move and start over. Ugh. Has to be rough at 5. While Linda understood why Dan had accepted the position at Hardesty, it did nothing to ease her disappointment over leaving Laurenton. Blairstown had no programs like Art for All, but she refused to give up on her painting, and she was put on a successful gallery in November. Her only regret was the feeling that she had to do it on her own, that her husband didn't truly support her career. Seems a little... And that's how the Kaplan summer in the house on the cliff came to an end. It was much more than just a single season on the coast. Dan's choices there would come to define the rest of his life. And here I assume is our prologue. Paul was floored when he got Dan's final draft. Grovefield literally stopped the presses on the other books to meet the demand for Dan's, and that November he won the National Book Award. His career took off, and after almost a dozen more novels, he retired as one of the most respected authors in American literature. He never forgot that summer, the summer he found his muse. Things between Dan and Linda were never quite bad enough for a divorce, but their relationship was devoid of joy. They settled into a loveless arrangement, privately pitied by their friends. Both of them stepped outside the marriage in moments of weakness, quietly resenting one another and wondering how things had gone so wrong. And by the end of the summer, Tommy was a much happier child. His self-confidence had grown, and when he went back to school, he emerged from his shell, making new friends. His teacher encouraged his love of drawing, and by high school, he developed his style enough to earn a scholarship to art school. He became an accomplished comic book artist and had a loving family of his own. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess. Dan would look back on that summer from time to time and wonder why he had made the choices he had. He never quite shook the feeling that the voice in his head had been more than just a voice, and in quiet moments he even imagined that he had been a character in someone else's novel. At times, he was almost sure of it. That was meta. And that's our game. Very cool. I'm kind of speechless about it, because, like, the game, I mean, it's certainly not a normal type of... I wonder if I'm going to get flagged for having that song. Anyway, probably not. Wow, I'm going to have to adjust the volume on that too. Anyway, I don't know. The game, it wasn't quite the emotional roller coaster that I thought it would be, or that Lena sort of put it. I don't know. Maybe the voice in my head was just louder about what I thought the game would exactly be. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It was fun. I really enjoyed it, and there are a lot of different things that I could have done to, I don't know, do different things. I wondered how it worked out. I wonder if there, you know, if the story isn't BSing a little bit, it seems to imply that Dan would have sold the book really well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit that music out since it's clearly... Anyway, so it seemed to imply that Dan's book was gonna sell well regardless, and if that's true, then the move would have probably not have been the best choice, and it would have been probably better if he had just stayed at Lorington, whatever the name of the town was, and I don't know, but I mean, at least it seemed to work out for Tommy, and it certainly worked out for Dan. There must be a best ending probably somewhere that I clearly missed, but I don't know, maybe you guys get to see my priorities through that ending. You certainly get to know more about me, which was part of the reason I did the game. I sort of wanted to give you guys a little bit more taste of who I am and the man behind the microphone, rather than just whatever the hell I do day to day. And I don't know, I like being sincere on my Let's Plays, and I like I like you guys knowing more about me, because I'm not entertaining enough to be a character, and I'm not paid well enough doing this YouTube thing to make any lies out of it. So I am who I am, for better or for worse. I don't know. The game, this was really interesting. I think this would be really good for people who are not novelists, but who are thinking about it, like someone between, people who have that aspiration to get into some creativity but don't quite know where they're going yet. I think this would be kind of a fun game to play, to sort of have a little bit of reflection, especially if you play it with an open mind. You can have a little bit of self-reflection and try to see where you're coming from and what choices you would make and what your priorities are, and I don't know, maybe it would help you. It wasn't exactly eye-opening for me, because I sort of have already come to terms with what my priorities are, for better or for worse, and I didn't really need to think on it too hard, but it was cool. It was a cool and good opportunity to give me an excuse to talk to you guys, kind of the whole personal experience, and tell you how I tick, I guess. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I sincerely appreciate it. I want to start doing more. I want to constantly do more visual novels and adventure games on the channel. If nothing else, it's helping me get over being unable to read out loud, which I've had a problem with in this series for some reason. But anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and you'll stick with me for another episode and another series of something. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow for the start of a new series.